All right, so I'm not a nasty skeever who wears the same clothes every single day of the week. I just ate the 7-pot orange and it wasn't enough for me, so I'm back for some more. And tonight I'm gonna give the Trinidad Scorpion Moruga Yellow a shot. Oh, that's a little bit of cut, no big deal. Anyways, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm excited about this one. This is the one I originally wanted to try tonight, and maybe that was just like karma's way of saying, "Hey, this is the one you should eat." Anyways, the orange was not very hot at all. But hopefully this one has a little bit of heat to it, so we shall see. One is softer than the other, so I'm going to go with the one that's a little bit more, what's the word, a little bit more firm, probably a little bit less ripe. So hopefully there's a little more heat than one, because once they hit a specific ripeness, they are the hottest, like right when they're about to be completely ripe, show the most color, and then they'll start to go down, down, down as they get more and more ripe. Still hot, don't get me wrong, but eventually they're gonna get like not too bad, not too hot. So, anyways, so let's check this out. It's kind of hard to place the smell. Not too potently strong as far as smell goes. Let's cut this down the middle. It's got a more of a Trinidad smell. A little bit more than the orange. Nice little cross section there. High seed pocket, the placenta. I can't see too many oils off the bat. Let me cut some seeds out of this bad boy. Definitely one I want to grow. Until I eat it, and then I'll find out if it's something I really want to grow or not. Oh yeah, there's definitely some oil towards the top of the seed pocket. Not too many seeds, I'd say. More, I would say a dozen, two dozen maybe. Not as low as the Primo, but there's definitely not, all of the seeds that like the orange or some of the other ones have had. So, anyways, I'm not gonna talk for 4 minutes on this one. I'm just gonna eat it. Nice consistency, texture, neutral in flavor. It's gonna be hot. Kind of tell. The flavor's more citrusy. Yeah, definitely hotter. It's starting to build, hitting the back of the throat. A little bit, not too much on the roof of the mouth, but kind of on the side of the tongue. Definitely in the throat. Hitting the lips. That sucks. I hate the lips. Nice and warm. Like a time bomb going through the back of the throat. All on the side of the mouth where I chewed. Kind of got goosebumps on the legs. My tongue's going a little bit numb. Starting to water the eyes. There's the heat I was looking for. Wow, it's really hot. Stinging almost on the tongue, on the lips. I got a little bit of the flavor still. More citrus. Very, very stingy. Which makes it very uncomfortable. Like little needles attacking my tongue and my lips. Not too much in the throat. Eyes watering. Starting to salivate a little bit more. Not too much physically. Just really, really uncomfortable in my mouth. Feels like it's really attacking my lips. Not fun. Come on, damn. Kleenex. And for Bonnie's son. A little tingly in the fingers, nice in the mouth. I put it up there with the yellow brain strain that I've had. In and out, hard and fast. I would like to think that it's kind of peaked. About 3.5 minutes in. Tingling on my tongue or on my lips. Really brutal on the lips. Welcoming endorphins. All right, about 4 minutes in. Definitely pretty hot. I would say just as hot as the yellow 7-pot. Without the throat burn, and the yellow, I would kind of rate it below those two, because the throat burn is a lot more uncomfortable. But neither had the lips as bad. Just like needles hitting into the lips. It's really uncomfortable. But a gnarly looking pod, nonetheless. Here's the other one. You can tell it's really ripe because it's orange. They kind of go from yellow to orange when they're really ripe. And with that, they drop some heat. So in its prime, it could be brutally hot for the yellows. About 5 minutes in, and I'm definitely down nice and warm. Got the burps of the 7-pot burps, and the from the orange, and a little bit of that scorpion tinge. Kind of burned on the throat now. I don't really need one. Okay, talk for a minute. The 7-pot yellow, the brain strain yellow, the scorpion, Morogua yellow. They're all pretty hot, but they're yellows. And I guess I'm kind of biased, and I think that, I've never had a yellow that's compared to any of the reds I've had. Well, this is very hot. It's got great characteristics. It's a good grow, I guess. I don't have a plant growing it, so I don't know how many they produce. But I've only gotten 3 pods off my brain strain yellow. I've got a lot more setting fruit now. So I would say it's a trade-off. If this one produces more pods, I'd grow this one over the yellow brain strain. And if they ripen earlier in the season, because it's extremely late in the season for me, and I've got about a dozen small, tiny brain strain yellows. If I was going to pick this, the yellow 7-pot and the yellow brain strain, I'd pick the yellow 7-pot. It's much, much larger pod that I have. Very, very, very good producer. I've gotten a couple dozen off of it. Or about 7, 10 in, and just a little bit of warmness on the tongue. And I'm not going to let my beer go warm. Damn, IPAs aren't cheap. Friggin' Sweetwater. Represent the U.S. brewed beers. But anyways, yeah, it's a good pod. It's definitely hot for the yellows. I got the heat I was looking for this evening. I'm happy I wasn't blown into my fetal position. But, I got a limited amount of time left, and I may or may not get a chance to review a couple super ridiculously hot pods. But I've had a great season of Jonahs and Primos and Scorpions and Boots. So all in all, it's been pretty good for me. But interesting. I'm gonna kind of dovetail for a second. First of all, Chris Phillips. I've seen the AISPS, ASPs, AISPS, the Italian growing community, which is amazing. If I'm gonna talk up something, it's growers who grow and keep strains simple and keep strains recorded and regimented, and make sure that we're not getting crap out into the community for 9 different of the same exact pod. They wait till the pod is stable before they release it. They only give to or allow to grow their breeds to people who are going to not share seeds and of those pods, and they're going to isolate and then put them back into the bank to further the development of that specific strain or pod. So it's amazing. It's exactly what I think a lot of us should be doing, or it's a great way for pods to get developed and to not kind of fizzle with bad breeding. But anyways, he got this pod. I've seen the AISPS version of it. I don't know if this is the released version, but this went from him to Pepper Lover to Judy, and then Judy grew them out, and she's releasing them. So, or selling seeds. So, good pod. Chris is a growing machine. So, come on, you don't expect anything less from him. But anyways, there's been I've been involved in the HP22B debate all evening at the THP, and it's a very interesting thread. Anybody who's interested in the Carolina Reaper or the HP22B, I'll link to the actual thread below. We got Ed to come in and start talking a little bit about it. I'm not gonna lie. There's a number of questions I have. What is the top number? How are you gonna claim that this pod is the hottest in the world? You are marketing the hottest pepper in the world. However, there is no evidence that we have that's going to back it up. I understand if, hey, we have the hottest pepper coming in the world, and then you hear that, and a week later you get the numbers, got it. But it's tough for me to swallow that. I am a skeptical person, and I want to see evidence before I'm going to just blindly accept everything I read on the internet. But he came in, he talked a little bit about it. He's got some extremely good numbers as far as averages, like 1.4 to 1.6 million, which is amazing. If you can maintain 200,000 Scovilles on your strain, that's unfreaking real, especially because the Morogua study that was done by CPI showed that there was a 200,000 Scoville boot and a 1.5 million boot. So there is a huge gap in the attainable numbers of a specific pepper, and a lot of times people will buy seed and they'll be like, well, hey man, this says it's 2 millions. Well, you as a backyard gardener, or me as a backyard gardener, really can't expect to hit those numbers all that often, if at all. I mean, I'm not expected to hit any of the numbers that they represent or that they have marketed for the Butch Teas, for the Morugas, for any of that stuff, just because I'm not stressing my plants. I'm growing in a wet environment as of right now. They vary, and if Ed has created a pepper that, hey, can maintain 200K, all for him, man. That is amazing. However, it's not the hottest pepper in the world. Until you have numbers that can back that up, that's over 2.1 million scoville heat units, which is I don't care, one pod hit that number. Jess, one pod hit that number. Hey, one pod hit that number, and the Trinidad Scorpion Moruga blend is the hottest pepper in the world. So until you can show me numbers that are higher than that, I'm skeptical. And so I ask questions. Anyways, with all that being said, there is a huge thread, 8 or 10 pages long, discussing this. He jumps in at the end. I asked Ted, the fire-breathing idiot. He was texting him. I was like, hey, man, see if he's involved. I don't know if he texted Ed or if Ed just stumbled in by chance, but it's good to read if you're interested. He discusses a lot of things, and we kind of bring to light some of the questions that the community has. So I know this one's going a little bit longer than usual, but I just really think it's important. We don't really market chili peppers here. We're not like this crazy place that are like, oh, we are developing this strain of amazing pepper that's going to come out in a year. So this is the first pepper to ever be marketed widespread the way it has been. So I think we deserve some answers, and Ed is trying to give the answers that he can give, being the grower and letting the other guy do the marketing. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them. I know this one went long, so hopefully you stuck with me. Appreciate it.